Understanding your core values is very, very, very important for a multitude of different reasons, and I'll go into specifics and examples in the next section because I'm going to go into more detail about each of the 7 core values. But before you can figure out what your core values are, understand them, and then make sure that you're living in alignment with them, you need to actually understand what they are. And if any of you have ever operated or currently operate in the corporate world and you've walked down those long corridors where they've got a picture frame and it'll be like a picture of the ocean or a mountain or the sky or whatever, and it will be like honour, integrity, unity, community, all that sort of bullshit. Corporations present that as a core value, and it isn't. It is a value, but it isn't a core value. Core values are far more important than that. Core values are, it's kind of the operating system that is going to determine the majority, if not all, of the decisions that you make. And there is an intrinsic link between core values and your identity. So knowing what your core values are is going to make your life far easier. You will feel less conflicted in lots of different areas and circumstances in life, like friendship, family, relationships, things like that. Because if you're using your core values to navigate who you should spend time with, who you want to spend time with, who you want to be in a relationship with, etc., it clears things up. It gets rid of a lot of the ambiguity, because say like relationships, for example, any misalignment of core values with your partner is going to be conflict in your relationship. So that's why core values, once you understand them, you can use that as the signposts for compatibility when you're on that first date or second date. And if you knowingly see that there is a misalignment in core values between you and that person across the table from you, do not continue to date them, because that misalignment isn't going to go anywhere. And that misalignment is conflict. And unless you want to end up in a relationship with someone who you don't have adequate compatibility with, and you are definitely going to have a lot of conflict with, then carry on. But if you don't want that, this is the sort of thing that is going to help you navigate those situations so much easier. You might have friends that make you feel uncomfortable every now and again. This will probably help you understand why. And once you do, again, you need to start making decisions of whether you're going to keep that person in your life or whether you're going to cut them out. And if you do, whatever you choose, if you base it on your alignment with that person, with your core values, it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be completely aligned with everybody who's in your life on all of your core values, because that's going to make life harder. But you've got to find a breaking point, so to speak. You've got to find a line in the sand where you are not willing to go beyond as far as a disparity between your core value and that other person's core value. Anyway, that's it. If you read the text below the video, it will give you the rest of the information, but I'm going to get into section 2 because that one's going to be a much longer video, and it's a longer section because I'm going to go into specific details about each of the sections so that you understand what it is that you're looking for in your own. Because the intention of this section is to figure out, of the core values that you have now, the beliefs that you hold in the different areas, relationships, finances, religion, politics, etc. I want to figure out, or I want to help you to figure out, how many of your core values have been inherited from somebody else and have just been imposed upon you essentially by a parent, and you have just continued to navigate life using somebody else's core values, even though as you are as an adult right now you don't agree with them. So when you go through this, and as I say, you start to figure out your own, you start to understand that you can then align your life with your core values, not somebody else's, not something that's been imprinted or imposed upon you. That's the intention of this section.